We'll be discussing how the time change has affected the mental health of college students.
Anna and Bella are back, but is their energy up to par with this drink?
While we all love a good Happy Meal, what about a Mariah Carey menu?
Stay tuned to find out if these celebrity meals are deliciously genius or overcooked and overdone.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the College Voice. Katie and I are here on the couch. We have Alencia and Hayden over there. How are you guys feeling on this beautiful Friday?
It is
Pretty
a
good.
beautiful Friday.
Yeah,
the
it
weather's
is.
nice outside.
Very
Fall
windy, though.
weather, I must say. Yeah.
Windy. Very
It
windy.
was so windy.
Kent, we were talking about how Kent is a literal wind tunnel.
It
And we
is.
spent all this time looking gorgeous to come into the show, and then the wind's like,
Nope.
just blows
That
it all
10-minute
Not
away.
walk
today,
kills
not
me.
today.
It really does. Well, maybe history wasn't your favorite class in high school, but have you ever gotten super into a certain historical time period or event? Whether it's the founding of ancient Rome or the chaos of World War II, I know many of us likely have a historic interest that we like to learn about. I'm curious to hear what historical time period or event our hosts have a secret knowledge of that isn't talked about enough. What do you guys think? I mean, am I the only one that like gets really into like a certain historical topic and like you just want to learn everything about it?
I like history. I'm a fan of history. Not
Well,
like,
tell us about an event or like a time period that you're like really into, Hayden.
oh, that's so difficult because I feel like there's so many. I definitely am like I like to know like the 80s, 70s, like previous stuff because there's still things from that like era that we can still like watch and listen to and like learn about. So it's cool that like we still have things to experience from that time, and it's not like, you know, so far gone that there's nothing left and we don't know exactly what it is. We can still learn a little bit from actual representation from that time.
Yeah, you really think about it, the 70s and 80s weren't really that long ago. I
No.
guess.
No.
Even though, that was a little minute ago. It really wasn't that long ago.
Right.
But for me, I'd say one like time period that I remember just being like really infatuated with was like the Renaissance and learning about just like the artistry and the intellect and just like the cultural shift that happened during that time period, which is really cool to learn about.
Yeah. I'd love to
Yeah.
go to a Ren Fest.
Yeah.
Renaissance
that'd be
Fair
really
sounds
cool.
so fun.
I would have so much fun dressing up as a princess to
Yes.
go and like one of those little those huge cone hats that they used to wear.
We actually got to do that at school once. Like in the 4th grade, we had a whole Renaissance thing, and we all got to dress up in these dresses and we had the like cone. It was so fun, and I loved it.
I
That
would
sounds
too.
cool.
Well, do you have like a certain time period or a historic event that you're like very into?
I'm gonna honestly go with Hayden with this one. Like the 80s, especially the fashion is what like I'm obsessed with, and I always talk to my mom about it, and I'm like, Mom, did you wear this? Did you wear this? And she's like, oh, hush, hush. But like she'll show me pictures, and her hair was like out to here,
Yes.
and I'm like, did you wear the leotards and the leg warmers, everything? She's like, no,
The
Katie.
workout
yeah.
gear. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, yes, you did. I know you did. But
Hayden
yeah.
and Katie, it's very interesting that you guys went with like a modern history
I know, it's not
perspective.
that historical.
No, I wasn't
but-
expecting that because like I'm very interested in ancient history. Like
Okay.
I took a class freshman year. Like I absolutely love learning like literally from the start of everything, whether it's like the dinosaurs or the cavemen, like to ancient Rome, like I said, and even all the way up to like the Victorian period or World War II. I love history so much, and I have gotten into like certain periods of time where I'm just like delving into one topic so much. So I was trying to think from like this conversation what I would even bring up, and so many things came to mind. But like one thing I was thinking about is I feel like there's so many people that are super interested in World War II. Like
Yes.
so much went down. We all know that, but I feel like I was thinking about it. I hear so many people talk about the European side of things, like the battles fought there, like the camps, just all the chaos that happened. But like there's also a whole side of it going on in Japan too.
Right.
And
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies ever, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, Hacksaw Ridge.
I
Anyone-
haven't.
You guys haven't seen it? Oh my God.
Tell me about it,
Andrew,
yeah.
Andrew Garfield is in it, but
Okay.
basically he plays this man named Desmond Doss, and I think it's based on a true story. But like, it really dives into like the Japanese part of like World War II, which I feel like doesn't get enough light
Yeah.
shined on
Yeah.
it like as much as like the European side of it does. But
That's cool. Look at you.
look at me go. Well, can you guys think about like any other ancient like time periods that are very interesting to you?
For me, since like, you know, we said historical topics and we're talking about like the 80s and like, you know, our parents are probably going to kill us when they find out that we said that.
Historical.
So I guess if we're going to say historical, I'm going to go with like, you know, like kind of like what you said with like dinosaurs and stuff. I have really been like wanting to learn more about dinosaurs and just like the whole like prehistoric era. I think it's so cool. I think what started that for me was Jurassic Park. I started
Yeah.
watching and I was like, love it, love it. Now I need to learn myself about dinosaurs because I don't know anything about them, but I think it's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That is cool.
I love just learning about like where we came from as humans, and I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
all the time I'm
no.
like, how did we survive? Like,
It's terrifying. Like cavemen? What was that?
yeah, like how did you survive? And then like they had such a like small lifespan too.
Yes.
So how did our whole entire human race survive when like the lifespan was like 20 years? Like,
Right.
I don't know. We are truly resilient in so many ways, and I just think I love learning about
Yeah.
ancient history, but also modern history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's true.
All right, so let's take a minute out of history. And I think we can all remember when McDonald's did the Travis Scott meal, and then the BTS and Saweetie. Then after that, there was Burger King doing the Lil Huddy meal, and Popeyes now has the Megan Thee Stallion sauce. And yesterday, Tim Hortons announced a collab on Timbits with Justin Bieber.
So what do we want? Well, what we want to know at the College Voice is, with all these celebrity meals, is it too many meals? What do you think?
I think it is. There's so many now. Like literally everything is a celebrity meal now. I mean, like we said earlier with Mariah Carey, in December, like the end of December, she's making the menu at McDonald's a Mariah Carey menu. Now, how that's going to be a Mariah Carey menu, I don't know. But
We'll see.
still, like it's just like she just slapped her name on it and she said, "Yep." She said, "All I want for Christmas is McDonald's." What
Which
do you
is
guys
interesting because why McDonald's?
Right.
But I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cute. I've never had like a celebrity meal before. Are they really like that super popular?
They are, especially the BTS one.
Okay, actually, yeah,
That one was
I didn't know
huge. And I think the Travis Scott one, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was the very first one to happen. That one blew up like crazy. And it's literally just stuff that you can order off of the menu just in a celebrity meal.
Yeah.
Now, with like the BTS one and the Saweetie one, those ones came with like sauce. Like the BTS one had like Cajun sauce that you can't get in America. But still, like it's just sauce.
It's just sauce.
Right, like that's all it is.
I don't know, Hayden. I'm gonna have to disagree. Like, I
Okay.
think it's really cool that they're coming out with all these different celebrity meals because it just changes things up. And like you said, I think most, if not all of the time, most of the time, it's just like a combination of certain menu items that you can already get. But it's like, oh, this is Travis Scott's order from McDonald's. You can get it too. Like, I mean, I think the only problem I would have with it is if they're upcharging so
Right.
much for it just because the name is on it. But I don't know. I think it's like a fun little like way to like change things up. What
Yeah.
do you think?
No, definitely, because like also the BTS one, I went and got that one. That was a long line. I've never waited longer for a McDonald's in my life. But it also came with like little like cards of like the members in the band and all that.
Really?
And I thought that was really cool. I also agree that I love the like different meals and stuff. I got the BTS. I've even gotten like the sauce from Popeyes, like Meg the Stallions.
Was it good?
It was good. I'm a vegetarian, so I didn't like eat the chicken. I
just
just
ate
wanted
the
I just
sauce?
wanted to try the sauce.
Dipping your
So-
finger in the sauce.
Yeah, that's literally all I did, but it was really good.
I
That's
did-
funny. I love that the BTS meal came with like the little cards. I was gonna say like if they're going to keep doing these celebrity meals, like I feel like it's kind of boring just to be like, oh yeah, Travis Scott gets 2 Big Macs, you can too. Like put some spice into
Right.
it, make a sauce, put in like a little, you know, like how they used to do with the kids meals, like put in a little
little
like
toy.
toy
Right.
or like
I
a
want a
treat
toy.
bag.
I want
like-
a toy.
I want a toy too,
A
Hayden.
little Travis Scott.
Yeah, like a little keychain or something.
That's
like,
so funny. Like Ryan, when you're talking about the sauce, I did the same thing when they did the Szechuan sauce at McDonald's. That was huge.
Szechuan sauce at
There's
McDonald's?
Szechuan sauce. So it started as like a promotional thing with Mulan when that came out in the 90s.
Oh,
And
okay.
then Rick and Morty talked about it, so then they did it again. It was everywhere, and you couldn't get it anywhere. And a friend of mine got it for me, and I was vegetarian at the time, so I had it with the fries. But still, it's like, you know, I think the meals are becoming a little extra, but it is because it's just stuff you can get off the menu. If it's stuff that's like a sandwich made with different sauce or a different style
Like
of
a real specialty item.
yes, like something
Yeah.
special and different, then I can see it being worth it and like being fun. So, like with the Mariah Carey thing, maybe there'll be difference. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think the menu is going to be different at all, or do you think it's going to be
I
the
feel like
same?
they're just gonna slap her name on some things.
Yeah.
Like I don't. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like okay with like maybe having like a Mariah Carey meal, but having the whole menu named after her, I think like
Right.
that's a lot.
I haven't even heard about that, so I'm very curious. And like the first thing that comes to mind is like a peppermint mocha from the Mick Cafe for her because she has like her famous song. Like Mariah Carey means Christmas time, so I could see like doing some little holiday theme like that. But I honestly like did not know she was coming out with a whole menu at McDonald's. Like I don't know. I feel like they can't change it up too much because they're gonna lose all their regulars.
Right.
So
It's McDonald's.
I feel like it'll probably just be like Mariah Carey themed and maybe have like one specialty meal.
Maybe.
They'll probably change the packaging too because that's
Yeah.
what they like
Oh,
to
yeah.
do. They'll like put like the picture of Mariah Carey on the box or
Yes.
something.
It would be so
That'd be
cute if
cute.
it was like instead of a bag, it was like a box and it looked like a Christmas present.
That would
be
be
so
cute.
cute.
I don't know if they're advanced enough to think of that.
Probably not.
But that would
Probably
be
not.
genius.
But that's like the whole thing is that since it's Mariah Carey, her thing is Christmas. Mariah
Right,
Carey
she
owns
owns
Christmas
Christmas,
now.
literally.
Like she owns it. So it's like the thing is that it's her menu and it's a Christmas menu. So I guess we'll see. Who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of hottie sauce, you know what Meg Thee Stallion also is? A college graduate.
Alencia will be giving college students tips on where to get help on campus when the College Voice returns after the break.
I'm supposed to talk about that. I forgot.
We might root for different teams, but we all respect the game. And we can all root for each other when we wear a mask. Mask up, America.
I was living in a shelter juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
We all know that being a college student is not always easy. On top of our academics, a lot of us have social lives, clubs, hobbies, and jobs to manage. Many students have the added stress of managing their finances and unfortunately suffer with their mental health and things like food insecurity. We all know that many college students are suffering, but there's still such a stigma on needing help. I have a few tips to help people in need to overcome this obstacle. So, the first one is to understand that if you're going through a hard time, you do not have to go through it alone. There are many people and organizations on campus that want to help you through your situation and to help you aid you in any way possible. Also, it's very likely that someone you know is struggling in the same way. It can be really helpful to hear that you're not the only one facing a problem and that other people have the same issues and often have tips to share about overcoming it. Gladly, now the world has progressed to pay a lot more attention to mental health, especially in this stage of life as we're transitioning into adulthood. Our mental health suffers the most. Most universities provide different assistance and counseling programs at no additional cost to students. It's my hope that no one feels too ashamed or embarrassed to utilize these services. There are people in college who seem like they have it all figured out and they never have to deal with issues, at least not financially. Try hard not to compare yourself or your situation because everyone's path is different, and just because you might be struggling now doesn't mean you'll be struggling forever. And just because you may be in a season where you need help doesn't mean you're less deserving, less worthy, or lesser than, period. If you have people in your life who make you feel any different, then it might be time for you to search for a new support system. Anyone who looks down on you for doing your best to make it day by day does not deserve your friendship. The last thing, utilize food pantries on campus. They get good quality food donated to them each week, and it's free food. The same way we get excited about free t-shirts and goodies is the same way we should feel about these pantries if you're in need. The workers do a great job of making the space welcoming and judgment-free, and they just genuinely want to help. All in all, know that you are not defined by your current circumstance. Being a college student is hard. Being human is hard. So be open to all the benefits and resources available that can really help make a difference if you let them. All right. Well, that is all I had time for, but I do have one last thing that may benefit you. Taste Test Tuesday. Bella, what did you and Anna try this week?
Have you ever needed a pep in your step in the morning? Well, Anna and I tried a new drink that will for sure make your eyes shoot open. How did we feel afterwards? You'll have to see.
Hello, Taste Test Tuesday viewers. Today, we are going to be trying Coke with coffee.
Or as I like to call it, a heart attack in a can.
Why?
Because are you kidding me? It's pop with coffee in it. Like
0 calories.
Great Coca-Cola taste blended with rich, luxurious coffee.
0 grams of sugar.
Just something feels off.
How
to me.
much caffeine is in here?
That's a great question.
It doesn't even say.
I feel like it's probably a lot because, like I said, this is pop with coffee in it. That just screams like high blood sugar to me.
It doesn't say how much caffeine's in here. That's kind of weird. But we have vanilla and caramel flavored.
Wait,
that one has 70 calories. This one has 0. Oh, I must have accidentally picked up 0 sugar.
Yeah, because I was going to say, this one says 18 grams of added sugar. So, back to my original point, probably not the best drink for you to drink on the daily. I know some Coke obsessed people in my life, and I know some coffee obsessed people in my life, and I feel like they should just stay in their respective spheres.
69 milligrams of caffeine. That's not that much.
No, it's not.
That's interesting. So what's the point? Just the flavor then?
Probably the flavor, I would assume. I doubt it's like to just mainly give you energy.
Which one are we trying first?
I want to try the caramel first. Oh, it has the Coke smell, but once you get closer, you smell coffee too.
That has a weird scent.
Oh, the fizz is a lot.
Oh yeah, look at that, spewing right out of there. That's weird.
Fizzy.
The Coke taste is stronger than the coffee taste. Like,
It is.
for sure.
You definitely taste the Coke more, but there is that undertone of coffee.
Yeah.
Like you can tell it's different.
There's something, like it's almost like if you didn't know that it was coffee, you'd be like, what is that? You know?
Yeah.
And then like the caramel, I'm kind of like, am I tasting caramel or is that just the drink?
It's just a lot of flavors going on right now, but you can definitely tell this is Coke coffee. I would say.
Like you can definitely tell it's Coke with something.
It's just way too fizzy. Like I hate when you can't even get a drink of the actual liquid because it's so much fizz, and I don't like that.
A drink of the
Interested to see
actual
if we
liquid.
taste the difference though.
Yes, especially because that's 0 sugar, so that's very different.
I like that one better.
Yeah, this one does taste better. There's not too much of a taste difference though, like in terms of the flavor.
She reached it.
Yours is overflowing with liquid.
Gosh.
This one tastes more like vanilla Coke. Like less
Yeah,
coffee.
Okay, that's not
yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
so that means am I tasting the caramel in this?
So many questions.
I have a lot of questions.
So many questions. Yeah, this one does definitely just taste like vanilla Coke with that like coffee aftertaste.
I
It is
barely
better.
taste the coffee though. Well, out of 10, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10. Like I wouldn't get it again. Like if I want a Coke, I'm gonna get a Coke. If I want coffee, then I'm gonna get a coffee. Like
I give it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10 on the vanilla, 5 out of 10 on the caramel.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
know?
we'll leave you with this cup of joe, cause we gotta go.
So I see that you guys were laughing as Anna and I were choking on the fizz coming out of this drink.
was
What
so
did
funny.
you think of these drinks? Would you try them?
I wouldn't with the caramel. I feel like caramel's. I don't like caramel that much, but I
Okay.
think it's like a gross coffee flavor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Honestly, I kind of want to try it just because I love both of those flavors. Like I love pop and I love coffee, so I'm curious to see what it tastes like. But Bello, how do you feel about the difference in like the sugar and non-sugar? Like was it a big difference? Like was the sweetness that much off?
I wouldn't say that the sweetness is what's different. It was more of the flavor. So we
Okay.
were saying like with the vanilla one, that was the 0 sugar one. It just tasted like vanilla Coke really with like the smallest hint of something else. But if you didn't know it was like Coke coffee, I don't think you would really like be able to tell it was coffee. Like it kind of has like a burnt, I think, aftertaste in a way. So if you like vanilla Coke, you would like that version, and then it's a plus because it's 0 sugar. Where does the sugar go? I don't know.
We're
I'm
not
still
sure.
tasting it. But with the caramel one, that one you could definitely tell there was more of like a coffee flavor in it, if that makes sense. It was just a lot of different flavors mixed together, but like the caramel one was so fizzy, like I could barely drink it because I felt like I wasn't even getting any like liquid.
So do you think like the coffee flavor, since you know the caramel had the sugar and the vanilla didn't, like do you think the coffee flavor came out of the sugar? Is that where you think it like came from? Because it sounded like you were talking about how it was almost more of like an infused flavor, not really like a both at the same time kind of flavor, if that makes sense.
That's a very technical question, Hayden.
Hayden's getting to nitty-gritty.
We're
I
going
will
to
get
need
these
a
questions
Coca-Cola representative to come in and explain this to us.
Honestly.
I think the ones that like aren't labeled with zero sugar definitely taste more like coffee. But like I was so concerned when I saw these drinks. I was like, who is out here trying to kill us? Like with the blood sugar level, like what? Like it's a fun drink to just try it out and see. Maybe you're up really late at the library studying and you just want a little something for kicks and giggles. So I mean, you might want to try it then, but this is definitely not something I would recommend getting every day.
Probably not.
I am curious though if they have any other flavors, because I think when Anna went to the store, she only saw like vanilla and caramel, but curious if they'll come out with anything else. Maybe like a little peppermint mocha flavor for Christmas.
But like with Pepsi or like Coke or whatever, I feel like that'd be kind of nasty.
Yeah, I would not want a like Coke peppermint. I think that kind of sounds gross.
It does sound nasty.
Yeah.
It does. I'm just thinking of maybe ways they can make this even more fun. Maybe if that Coke representative is watching right now, I'm giving you guys an idea. Like add it to their Mariah Carey menu.
Listen, I mean, hey, we have the Sprite cranberry. That's good.
That's true.
There you go, your holiday drink right there.
Well, that's all we have for this week's taste test.
And when we come back, we're talking all about the time change with Chloe.
Kent State's most generous annual tradition, Giving Tuesday, is here. Golden Flashes are known for giving back, and this month, your generosity goes even further with matching gifts, incentives, and challenges. Join in by supporting the fund that matters most to you. At Kent State, what sets us apart is how we come together.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Your favorite weekly music show just got even better. We are now online serving all the needs of your favorite music media. You can check out our site for editorials and reviews from our writing staff featuring headline news and stellar illustrations from our design team. In the mood for your favorite artists? Check out links to our past episodes on this new and brilliant site. We are now one click away at KentCoreTV2.com. We are Kent Core. We are music-driven media.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
And happy when the sun sets at 5 p.m. At this time of the year, it's a lot colder, it gets dark earlier in the day. How much does the weather change our moods and how well we perform in school? Does it get harder to do simple tasks and homework? How are we as college students affected by seasonal changes? What do you guys think?
Okay, I absolutely hate when it's dark out at like 6 o'clock, because I'll be like walking the Eastway to get dinner and it is like pitch black out, and then I'm sitting there eating, like falling asleep. Like I just feel so tired and drained because it's dark out, so my mind's like bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's so early, so
yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
that circadian rhythm that everyone has once it's dark. I know, guys, I'm throwing in the scientific terms here.
I was like, I've never heard of
when
that.
it's dark out, like your body's naturally just like, okay, we're starting to wind down and everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's very common that everyone's going through that right now, where like it's like their brain's signaling them to go to bed. So then it's harder, you know, because you might not get done with classes until like 3:30 or 5 or even 7.
Yeah.
And by the time you're done with school for the day, you have hours of homework ahead of you. But it's like you walk out of the building that the sun was out when you walked in, and now it's pitch black out.
Yeah.
Totally throws you off.
So many people are like falling behind on like schoolwork and stuff because they're like tired and they don't want to be staying up late. Because I mean, we're college students, we stay up late to do things.
Yeah.
But like it's so much harder to stay up late when you're just tired earlier.
Yeah, it gets so much harder. And I hate when I look out the window and it's dark and it's 5:30. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. Like, I still have stuff I need to do, and when I just want to curl up in bed, drink hot chocolate, and watch a movie. It's so frustrating, and especially in the mornings when it's cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
There's no way I'm getting out of bed.
And because I keep my room so warm, then I'm like, oh, it's so warm. I don't even want to leave my bed because
Yeah.
I know it's going to be cold outside.
And you're under the covers, and then you get out, and you're just freezing, and you're like brushing your teeth in the cold bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I just can't take it. Like, I love the fall weather, I love the leaves, but once the leaves are gone, it's so sad. I was walking past Taylor Hall today, and you know, there's that hill with all the beautiful trees, and like some of the leaves off the trees, they're already going off, and the trees look bare, and it's so sad.
I'm not ready for it.
No.
I just think it's interesting though, like every single year around this time it starts to get darker earlier, like it starts to get colder, but I feel like every single year we're like surprised by it.
Yeah,
we're like, what the heck
why
is
is this
going
happening?
on? You walk outside and you're like, why is it dark? Like
Right.
it takes you by surprise every single year, even though it happens every single
Right,
year.
like we know it's coming, and let's talk about a little bit like the mental health aspect of it too.
yeah.
I think it greatly affects my mental health. I mean, I just like the seasonal depression, you know, when it's dark and everything. I get sad. I'm laying in my bed and it's 8 o'clock, and I'm like, well, I have nothing better to do than go to bed, I guess, like grandma, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I really, truly don't know anyone who's like not affected by the weather change, and like seasonal depression is such a big thing. And like even if you don't want to go as far as to say like you have seasonal depression, like I really do think it like kind of dampens everyone's spirit a little bit. Like even if you love winter time and the holidays and everything, it's like when it gets darker out, it's like the sun's out. Like the sun does have an effect on our mental health and our well-being. Like from the dawn of time. When
And
the
that's
sun's
the
out.
thing that's so frustrating, because it's like, well, we just had Halloween, and we're going to have Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, and those things are so exciting, but you can't truly enjoy them because you're so sad because of the weather changing and because it gets dark so early, and it's so frustrating because you can't really enjoy those things.
And there's like no color because like all the leaves die and like everything gets dark. So like everything's just dark, not even like light-wise, but like there's no color because there's no leaves or anything, and the flowers are dead, and there's like just nothing like, you know, bright.
Exactly, and once the holiday season is over, it's like,
then
okay.
you're really done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys have anything that you do personally to try to like combat these changes in your mental health around this time of year?
My roommate and I actually just had this discussion because we were like, okay, we need to change our schedule a little bit. So, because we're talking about it and it both affects us pretty bad. So we changed our like workout routine together, and we're gonna start working out at night. So it gives us something to do while it's dark out, because normally we try to go in the morning. So we're gonna try that out and see if it helps. So we're already trying to like take steps to help because we know it's here and everything.
That's
so is there
really
anything you
good.
do?
I'm trying to work on that because I always push myself no matter what time of the day it is. Like
Yeah.
if it's pitch black out and I'm doing my homework, but I really do want to get better at like taking care of myself and slowing down. Like I
Yeah.
think that's my next lesson I need to learn is slowing down when I need to and not feeling pressured to like do things
Go, go,
constantly. Like
go.
I was just at home for the past 2 days and I needed that. Like, and I'm proud of myself for slowing down and telling myself it's okay to rest.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Yeah, my roommate and I, we always watch Shameless. We always watch that at nighttime, just spend time together because it's good to not be alone. So her and I just like take advantage of the fact that we are living with someone and we're not alone in our room. So yeah.
See, I do, since it gets lighter earlier now, I just try and wake up earlier. So that way if I'm going to bed sooner, I still have like, I'm like making up those hours somewhere else instead of like, you know, waking up late, going to bed early, and that way I don't feel like I'm wasting my whole day.
Right, you're just like riding the curve. Like,
Yeah.
You're on top of it before it gets on top of you.
Right, that's true. I do like that it is light out in the morning though, because I have to get up early for one of my classes, so that is nice that it is bright in the morning, so that is a plus.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The College Voice, and to follow us on Instagram at thecollegevoice_KSU. But TV2 is not finished yet. Stick around for an upcoming episode of Kent Core tonight at 8 p.m. For all of your local news, stay tuned for your TV2 newscast at 6 p.m. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.